With Ryan Ain't-Nori on the touchline being restrained from his teammates.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen what happened. I know he was booked second yellow card, and obviously his emotion has spilled over and he's lost control, which he knows is unacceptable. I spoke to him in the game around making sure that he keeps control, because it's important that we have everybody on the pitch and we have everybody available. We're short enough at this moment, and we have enough issues about dealing with people picking up silly suspensions. So I don't know exactly what happened. I wasn't around it, but the lads need to find a way to keep more control. And I know they're under big pressure and big stress at this moment, but making it more difficult for ourselves is unacceptable at this moment in time. So we'll deal with Rayan internally, but he'll know already without me speaking to him how I feel about it. But I don't know exactly what happened, but Rayan needs to keep control of his emotion in that moment.
Because we saw the scenes with Lamina, of course, on Monday night, and you dealt with that, and you will have talked to the group about it, no doubt, this week, and then it's happened again. What is it with this group of players? Do you think, are they just not set up emotionally to deal with this level, or?
We're having trouble coping with the level at this moment on a number of different ways, and mainly basic ways. We were better than Ipswich today. We played in a way that gave us big opportunities, gave us good momentum, but we have to spend most of the game 1-0 down because we can't cope with a centre-half booting the ball down the pitch to Liam Delap and him scoring a goal that you would see in an under-18 game. I've seen him score them in under-18 games where he's bigger than, stronger than everyone, and he bashes people out of the way and he runs through. Can't happen at Premier League level. We can't be capable of conceding goals of that nature if we're going to be successful at this level. And then the second goal is two players just standing completely the wrong place for the corner as far as I'm concerned, for no reason. Whether that's because of the stress they're under and they're not able to make good decisions in difficult moments, but whatever it is, when there's basics like that, it's very, very hard to win football matches, because that group was pretty much at maximum today. The subs made a good impact. Everybody gave everything. We played some good stuff, but still managed to find a way to concede two terrible goals against Ipswich, who didn't really do much, to be honest. And they get to leave here again with 3 points. And I have to stand there and explain away two terrible goals. But until we can cope with the basics, which is difficult, as I say, difficult for me to protect the lads from moments like that, because we went to Goodison Park, the extreme sort of physical test. Pickford booting it to Calvert-Lewin, we couldn't cope. Balls in the box, we couldn't cope. And Ipswich basically had two moments today. A big ball through to Liam Delap where he bashes us around and he gets through, and a corner right at the end that cost us. So until we can fix those, it's going to be really, really tough for us.
Yeah, because you're having to talk about this every single week, aren't you? 40 goals now conceded in 16 games. You've got some internationals, plenty of internationals throughout the side. But talking about them not defending from set pieces, even though you're working on it every week, is it a physicality issue in terms of the personnel at the club, or is it a mentality issue?
We're massively short physicality-wise in the back line. Massively short, which is tough to deal with. Liam Delap's caused us big problems there, not because Ipswich have played through us and got him in some fantastic positions. They've booted it up to him and it's caused us some big problems, as did Calvert-Lewin. And we can't stop teams from doing that. It's impossible. They're going to be able to go direct into their number 9. They're going to be able to put balls in the box. And that the last goal, I would happily take responsibility for if the lads had stood in the right place. But in a moment as important as that, when you've been the better side against Ipswich and you've pushed and you've got the crowd back on your side and you've given everything, to not be able to show the focus to stand in the right spots with 30 seconds left is really, really poor, So we need to help him with that. We need to help him fix it, because as I say, it's only us at the moment in that room that can fix it up until January. But that group was performing pretty much near maximum today for me. I think, as I say, structure, chances created, but the damning verdict is, if it's performing that way and still can't beat Ipswich here at home and concedes 2 goals in the way it does, it's going to be very difficult for us. So we have a lot of work to do before Leicester. to get ourselves in a place where we can hopefully go there and put a big 3 points on the board.
People hear you talk about this group playing to their maximum. You've got Brazil internationals, you've got several internationals. They had a centre-half from Accrington Stanley and players who've come through non-league, League One, League Two, etc. in the Championship. So what is the difference there? Is it a case of personnel in January coming in who have leadership qualities as well as physical qualities? Is that a recruitment issue?
Yeah, no, there's some areas in the pitch where we are blessed with quality. Mateus Cunha, Premier League player, undoubtedly. Nelson Semedo, Premier League player, undoubtedly. Mario Lamina, Premier League player. So there are areas where we have big quality. You're right, there are. But in the areas where we're short, we're very, very short at the moment, and they're unbelievably important areas. Physicality, being able to defend the goal, is causing us a massive, massive problem. So then no matter how you try and do things, if you have a soft underbelly in those moments where you need to defend the goal and you need to defend direct play, you end up being found out. So it's not as if we're going through loads of different issues at this moment. It's the same ones that keep cropping up for us. And I'll work my socks off as I have to fix it. And then when January comes, hopefully we can help fixing it as well.
Tommy Doyle's come out and it's spoken extremely well, saying about how the players need to look at themselves and effectively, do they care enough? Are they doing enough? Are they giving 100%? Which was quite strong stuff. How do you as a manager deal with that?
That's where we should be looking. I tell them where to look. The first place I look is at me. The first place they need to look is at them. Because, you know, you're right, Ipswich have recruited players from and come through the leagues below. And if this group want to consider themselves better than that, they have to prove it. They have to prove it. You know, it can't all be me. They have to step out there and prove it at some point. And as much as they're a great group, and I'll protect them until the moment I leave this football club, they get judged for that 90 minutes. And it's tough to judge the game because the emotion in it is so high, and we've given it mental goals within all of the game, which is my job to analyse. There'll be loads of good stuff, but it's not enough. We need to win football matches, and the lads are right to look at themselves and try and find a way